Diary of a wimpy kid. Yeah, fan fictions.
Oh no, you have to go on a website.
It's a website. Greg never got together with Holly, but tonight that could change. Please read and review if you think the summary sucks. Wait, should I read this? Oh my god. Greg Heavy's life. It's been a long time since Greg had seen her. Holly Hills. In middle school, he had a huge crush on her. Although in his mind, they could have had a long, happy life together. The real world was cruel. Holly had never noticed him. Greg never really gave up. A small part of him kept hoping, kept saying it was possible. After high school, he left his life. No, wait. He left his life and everyone in it for college. He still never laid eyes on another girl. It was childish, but he was a child. And some thought of him as a fool or thinking that his first love would be the only love of his life. But in the 10 years...
It's kind of like a stalker, you know?
Yeah. In the 10 years since 8th grade, he had changed. He was now nearly 24. He turned from... I keep remembering that I'm reading a fanfic. His dream was to be... Wait, he turned from the short, thin, wimpy kid to the tall and well-built, strong kid. He spent 6 years in college. In that time, he got his degree in computer software and science. His dream was to become a video game designer. What could be better than designing and playing video games all day, plus getting paid for it? This was a dream come true. Yet there was something missing. His counterpart. Who would he share his designing and playing... No, life. After a year at work and striking out the ladies, he finally joined a dating site. He went to one of the events the site held. He was 25 and alone. Holly Hill's life. Oh, now it's Holly Hill's life. Okay. After high school, she went to college and got her degree and started working. She was now roughly 25. All the while, she remained single. While she wouldn't dare admit to anyone, she kind of liked Greg. He was kind, smart, generous, and strong in his own way. Yet life had taken them in different directions. Still somewhere was inside of her was a feeling that high school wouldn't be the last time they saw each other. That night at the event, Holly's POV. Holly had been mingling with a bunch of people, yet no one really interested her. With 2.5 hours until the event ended, she started to lose hope. Every man who approached her was well over the alcohol limit. She was insulted by the fact that they had the nerve to approach her when they were only looking for a fling. Then something hit her. She saw a familiar face. She thought it couldn't be, but it was him, Greg, her hidden crush. She started walking towards him. She stopped him by calling out his name. Greg Heffley?
Evan.
Yeah.
Pulls out meat scepter.
The night was turning out to be a bust. He was still single as ever. His black suit with an emerald green tie had begun to become wrinkled, as all he did was walk around and sit in different chairs here and there with around 2.5 hours left. The night was not looking good. All of a sudden he heard his name being called from behind him. He did not dare turn around. The voice sounded so familiar, but he tried not to remember, because if he did let the memories come back, it wasn't who he thought it was.
You know what I really find funny about all this?
What?
I actually spent hours making these.
Yeah.
About Greg Heffley.
It was he would only be setting him up for failure. Slowly he turned and his heart skipped a beat. He was exactly right. It was her. He said, Holly Hills. A huge smile swept across his face. Hers light up as well. They lightly hugged each other, greeted each other properly. In no one's point of view, the two began to talk and explain what their lives have been like since high school. Please say, oh my god.
Whoa, wait, what?
There's 17 chapters.
Alright, I guess we're done with this one.
Yeah, I know. Oh god. Okay, let's see what the end's like.
It's endgame.
Endgame. Oh god.
Greg's Heffley's Crash Endgame. Oh my goodness.
Actually, no way.
Is this like 50 Shades of Grey with both Greg Heffley and Holly Hills?
Probably. Holy crap.
I kind of want to read the next one, but, you know, like, it's too pixelated and I can't really read from my iPad.
Yeah. Roderick shoved Greg's face in the toilet. Greg wants to get him back. Thankfully, Rowley has a perfect revenge plot. This morning at the...
Sandy Hook's Elementary. Okay, let's look for the funniest one. Let's just look for one that's absolutely ridiculous.
Okay. Greg is 32 years old. The year is 2032. He feels he has no meaning in life and seeks to find it.
I just want to find a funny one that makes some sense.
Yeah, this is the truth.
Greg is finally succeeds in school. His father is finally happy. The son and simply requests his son drives him insane, rated for violence and profanity.
What?
Greg is signed intense. Wow, this one guy just makes a bunch of
Yeah, wow. Wait, what's on page 2? Oh, jeez. Why can't Greg just listen to his parents? T for violence and death. Oh!
Oh my god.
I'm listening to this. Let's see.
Greg gets into
How do I
pride.
get it? Great.
Greg gets to a pickle or pride? Can't really.
Oh, I just read this last part.
Frank threw a gun at Greg's corpse and laughed.
Well, okay. Greg was sitting on the sofa doing his math homework, then his father entered the room. "Excuse me," said Frank, because Greg's leg was blocking him, but before Greg could respond, Greg's dad grabbed his leg and dragged Greg off the sofa. Then Frank grabbed his laptop and began smashing it over Greg's head, eventually throwing the damaged heap of electronics away. "F you!" screamed Frank, slapping Greg, who was bawling. "You broke my laptop!" Frank spat. "You effing..." Then Frank punched Greg in the nose, breaking it and causing blood to leak out. Then he kicked Greg in the balls and Greg screamed. Finally, Frank picked up Greg since he was so skinny and wimpy and threw him against the wall. Greg groaned and fell to the ground, and Frank charged and kicked his teeth in. Greg's mouth began leaking blood, and then Frank kicked Greg really hard in his stomach until Greg threw up. Then Frank held Greg upside down and used his hair as a mop to clean up the vomit. Finally, Frank went upstairs and got his gun and shot Greg in the throat, ass, and temple, killing him. Then Frank threw the gun at Greg's corpse and laughed.
Jesus, this is intense.
Holy crap.
Sounds like one of my Sunday nights.
Oh.
Wow, that's intense.
Holy crap. Pickle, it's literally called Greg Pickle. After a late night shower, he walked out completely naked and realized his family was eating dinner. They all gaped at him in shock. He screamed and ran inside the bathroom to hide. Another time he went outside and began to
Piss in the on the side of the house?
But the blinds were open, so his family, along with his grandparents, saw exactly what he was doing. The night he dreamed he was Greg Pickle, not Patrick Bumpernickel or J. Dick Rock
What is
Sauce.
this? Who wrote this? Some child?
Yeah. The next day at school, when they called roll, he screamed, "I am Greg Pickle, not Greg Heffley." Then he ran up, tripped over a desk, fell down, and instant KO. Then he woke up, his mind was messed up. Well, I think his mind was already messed up.
Yeah, I mean, like, he sounds like he's been on, like, drugs for, like, 12 years now.
Yeah. When he was home, he thought he was at school, so his parents were eating dinner. He mimed doing his homework and knocked over a lot of dishes and got the stick.
What the stick? Oh.
21, gone get the stick, yelled his dad, savagely beating Greg. At a school assembly, he tripped in front of everyone and began rubbing a banana over himself, thinking he was actually at home taking a shower. What?
Yeah. Okay, let's
Bubby
read this one.
said, oh, do you want to read it?
Yeah, okay. Bubby, says Greg to Manny. Manny lost it. I can't really read it because it's too pixelated.
Oh my god, this.
Oh shit, this Nick. Roderick, or what is that? What is it?
Yeah.
Ryan?
This N-word Wylan.
Wylan.
Like Walden.
Roderick. Manny yelled, "Poopy, poopy, give me the poopy." Everyone and everything. What does that say?
Manny flung poo on everyone and everything.
Yo, but what's below it? Yelled.
Oh, it has.
Shiz. Yelled rally. Wow, this is really great. This is a great way to end the video.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Bubby.
I like how it says unleash your imagination on fanfiction.
Wow. Top 10 roasts.
Oh.
Number 1. Bubby.
What should we end this video on now? Just bye?
Manny pulls out his meat scepter